Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Wrestling Experience. My name is Earl Cole, and tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we have a rewind show to you. Tonight, we're going to rewind AEW Dynamite. We're also going to rewind Backlash, and we're going to have wrestling news. All of this and so much more. Plus, I have a great friend who's back on the show, Mr. Justin Gonzalez. He's here, and he's going to give us all kinds of interesting news, thoughts, and of course, I can't wait to talk to him all about wrestling. It's all about wrestling because you landed on the mothership. Don't forget, everyone, to curb stomp the like button, curb stomp the like button, and of course, make sure you subscribe today and you share out the stream. I greatly appreciate it. It's the experience. It's Thursday, and that can only mean one thing. It's time for the experience. It's time for the wrestling experience. All right, folks, welcome back to the Wrestling Experience. As I said, make sure you curb stomp the like button. And of course, you subscribe today. And ladies and gentlemen, let's just add him to the screen, ladies and gentlemen. Justin, how's it here? Let's add him to the screen. Justin, hello.
I'm doing good, Earl. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you very much. And welcome aboard again. Welcome back to the Wrestling Experience.
It's an honor to be back.
Oh, that's great. This wasn't the first time, ladies and gentlemen, that me and Justin were together on the wrestling experience. He did come on here once before, and he was great at what he did, and I had a good time with him. So I thought I brought him back for an encore presentation, ladies and gentlemen. So let's just talk about this, ladies and gentlemen. Let's first talk on the docket tonight. Remember, we're going to talk about Dynamite. We're also going to talk about Backlash, and we're going to do wrestling news. All of that still to come. So we're going to talk about Backlash for a second. WWE Backlash, ladies and gentlemen, took place last Saturday night, and of course, Tampa, Florida was the host. And I had a good time watching the show. There was one match in particular that I wasn't really fond of, but we'll talk about that later. Let's just go through the card and talk about it. The first match we had was Braun Breaker taking on Seth Rollins. The match was fine. The match was all right for what it was. Great chemistry, great nuance in the match. Braun Breaker got a big win over Seth Rollins in the match. Justin, what did you make of the match itself?
It was a good match. Braun Breaker was a hell of a wrestler. The match was terrific. Seth was great. Everything about the match was great.
Yeah, I like the match itself. It was a win. Now in the predictions I had said that Seth Rollins was going to go over Braun Breaker, but unfortunately that is not what we got. We got Braun Breaker going over Seth Rollins. On an entertainment level, folks, I'm going to give the match a 7. The match gets a 7 in the entertainment level, and that's the best I can do for it. Justin, what number do you give the match in the entertainment level?
5 out of 5.
Okay, well, he went really below he went really below sea level, folks. He gave the match I gave the match a 7. The match gets a 7, and that's the best I could do for it at this time. And I had fun with it. I really did have fun watching it. It was a shocking win, but he got over, and a big win for Braun Breaker. So congratulations to Braun Breaker for winning his match at Backlash. All right, folks, let's move on. Danhausen and Mini Danhausen took on The Miz and Kit Wilson. This match I did not like at all. The match was not my cup of tea. I don't know about anybody else, but for me, this was not my cup of tea. The match was fine. The match was all right for what it was. The kids liked it, and I guess that's what counts. Um, what did you make of the match, Justin?
Too much comedy, too much ha ha ha.
Yep. Well, I think that sums it up. I think that sums it up very well. Um, um. So, on an entertainment level, Justin, what do you give the match?
0 out of 0.
Wow. Wow. Well, he gave it a 0. I'm gonna be nice. I'm gonna be nice. I'll give the match a 3. The match gets a 3, and that's the best I can do for it. The match gets a 3 in the entertainment level. I just didn't feel that the match belonged on the pay-per-view card. It wasn't necessary. It really wasn't necessary. But okay, all right. So the match gets a 3 for me. Justin gave it a 0. I do I want to see it again? No, no, no. No, absolutely not. I want to see it again. All right, folks. All right, let's move on. Let's move on. Trick Williams took on Sami Zayn for the United States Championship. Match was fine. Again, another good match. The only thing I hated was the gingerbread gimmick. I thought that was dumb. It was a waste of time. It was a waste of storyline. You should have just kept it the way it is. Sami Zayn and Trick Williams feuding for the United States Championship instead of you putting this stupid, dumb segment of the gingerbread man and the funeral. I didn't watch it, and a lot of people walked out of the arena during that segment. I don't blame them. I would have did the same thing because it was really dumb and it was in poor taste. But that's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. Um, Justin, what did you think of the match itself?
It was a good match. Like Trick Williams and Sami Zayn, they did a great job. I thought it was great. The only thing that sums it up for me was the gingerbread man stuff.
Yeah, I didn't care for it. I didn't care for it. Look, folks, I didn't care for it. If you want me to be perfectly honest with you, I didn't care for it. I did not care for it. I'm sorry. It just didn't do it for me. It just didn't do it for me at all. Didn't do it for me. So on an entertainment level, I'm going to give the match a 5. The match gets a 5, and that's the best I can do for it in the entertainment level. Justin, on an entertainment level, what do you give the match?
4 out of 5.
All right, that's fair. 4 out of 5. So I gave it a 5, and Justin gave it a 4. Like I said, the match was fine for what it was. Little Yachty interfering in the match. Again helping Trick Williams retain. I mean, okay. I don't want to see it again, though. I don't want to see Sami Zayn and Trick Williams again. I think Trick Williams needs to go to another program and dance with someone else other than Sami Zayn. All right, folks, here's another thing. Oscar took on Io Sky. The match was fantastic. These two women brought out the best out of one another in the match. Like great athleticism, great chemistry, great nuance. They went back and forth in this match. I thought the match was fantastic. Justin, what did you think of the match?
It was sad to see Asuka say goodbye to the fans in her career. Maybe it could have been a budget cut or something, but it was very, very sad.
Yeah, yes, this was probably Asuka's final appearance in the WWE ring. She went home to Japan to take care of some personal family business, and we don't know if we're going to see Oscar again. We have no idea when we're going to see her again. If WWE will resign her or what, but Oscar's future is up in the air right now, and we wish her well, Oscar. And thank you for participating in Backlash, and thank you for giving us a good match with Io Sky. Io Sky wins the match. On an entertainment level, I gave the match a 7. The match gets a 7, and I liked it for what it is. It was very emotional. Kyrie Singh being missing from this feud really did not hurt the feud at all. Oscar and Io Sky hugged at the end, and on Raw, Oscar bid adieu to Io Sky. Um, yeah, so I gave the match a 7. Um, Justin, what do you give this match?
8 out of 10.
Okay. All right. That's a good number. That's a good number, folks. 8 out of 10 from Justin, and I gave the match a 7. I thought it was great. All right, folks. The main event of Backlash. The main event of Backlash. It was Roman Reigns defending the heavyweight championship against Jacob Fatu. The match was physical. The match was a war. The match was just absolutely woolly wild and all over the place. Um, in the end, when the smoke was cleared, Roman's hands did get raised, and he did defeat Jacob Fatu, and he retained the title, and retain he did at Backlash. Again, the match, like I said, they both men took each other to the limit. But what happened after the match? Jacob Fatu snapped. He attacked the referee. He attacked agents. He attacked anybody that was in front of him, and he put the Samoan chokehold on on Roman again and again and again to really and truly drive home a message to him. Justin, what did you think of the match itself?
Chaos. Total chaos between the bloodline drama, all that.
Um, on an entertainment level, Justin, what do you give this match?
10 out of 10.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna give the match a 9. I'm gonna give the match a 9. The match gets a 9, and Roman wins clean. Well, sort of. He did rip the turnbuckle off, and Jacob Fatu went into it, and that was the end of Jacob for tonight. And he speared him right out of his boots. And this was, like I said, the match was great. I like the inner part, the inner workings of the match, and what happened afterwards. Um, Again, this is some good stuff. Um, all right, folks, that was backlash. Folks, that was backlash. As a show as a whole, I gave the show a B. I gave the show a solid B. Justin, what letter grade did you give Backlash as a whole?
B plus.
Okay, all right. Justin gave it a B plus. I gave it a B. I gave the show a B. All right, folks. That was Backlash. That was Backlash. Before we move on to to another thing, Justin, what did you make of John Cena's announcement?
It's very interesting. It should be similar to its final match at Saturday night's main event. Should be great. Should be a great night.
Yeah, I had no problems with. Now, some people did. Some people had issues with this announcement. I didn't have any issues with it. I didn't. I thought that the announcement from Cena was okay. I had no issues with it whatsoever. The fans choose the champion. Okay, fine. We still don't have any information on when this will take place, where it's going to take place. But Cena announced this on Saturday night in front of the crowd, and I don't have a problem with it. The only problem I have is that when is it going to take place? What are they going to do? And everything else. Well, we're going to find all that out very shortly. All right. Um, let's see. Hold on 1 second, folks. Give me a second. All right. So we're going to talk about wrestling news right now. So, folks, wrestling news, we always give you the stories that are happening in the wrestling airport. And I always ask my guests what they think about this for a second. So, we're going to talk about the first thing on the docket on the wrestling news. WWE house shows are back. WWE has announced that there will be 10 live new event dates as part of the 2026 WWE SummerSlam Summer Tour, running from July 11 through August 30th across the United States. So the WWE is bringing back the house show. What you think about that, Justin?
Surprised to see it come back. I thought TKO got rid of it completely, but I guess they changed their minds.
Yes, I guess they did. So here's the schedule. Here's what WWE is gonna do. Okay, La Cruces, New Mexico. They're going to be in New Mexico at the Pan American Center, a WWE live event that will take place on July 11th. Then July 12th, they're going to be in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and the pit. Okay. Then the 16th of July, they're going to be in Allentown, Pennsylvania, at the PPL Center in Albuquerque. I mean in Allentown. Then in Stockton, California on July 25th, the WWE will have their event at the Adventist Health Arena in Stockton, California. Then in Bakersfield, California on July 26th, they're going to be at the Dignity Health Arena in Bakersfield. Then they're going to be in the Eagle Bank Arena in Fairfax, Virginia. That will be on August 6th. Manchester, New Hampshire on August 13th, Savannah, Georgia on the 29th of August, and then August 30th, they're in Charleston, South Carolina, North Charleston Coliseum. So all of those dates that I just mentioned are when WWE will be returning to the house show market. Now, tickets will be available May 19th at 10 a.m. That's May 19th, folks. That's coming up soon. So get your tickets now for WWE Live. Okay. All right, folks. Let's see what else we got here. Give me 1 second, folks, while I pull up this. Hmm. Okay, here's some WW. Here's some news in the airport. Joe Henry, uh, J.C. Jane, Fatal Influence, Blake Monroe, Ethan Page, Sol Ruka, and Ricky Saints were moved from the WWE um, developmental to the big stage in pro wrestling business, WWE's main roster. Their promotion from NXT to Raw or SmackDown just comes months after Javon Evans, Oba Femi, and Trick Williams got the call. So all of these people from folks from NXT will now be displayed on Raw or SmackDown. Justin, what do you think?
Great. They could use some more talent because of the budget cuts that have been happening.
Right. So this is great. This is some great stuff. This is some great stuff. I don't have a problem with this. The only problem that I have with this, folks, with these call ups, is I hope that they book them correctly. I don't want to see them in dumb whack segments. I want to see them in prominent matches that are meaningful to their matching their talent. So that's all I want to see. But we'll see. We'll keep an eye on that. But those are the names that are currently in the WWE roster right now. Okay. All right. Here's another story. And per bodyslam.net reports that there might be more on the way. Additional call ups are being discussed for the summer. Thus far, the only names said to be up for discussion are members of the NXT women's roster. The most likely candidate would be a current title holder, Lola Vice, and Tatum Paxton, or wrestlers who've already been champion in NXT or TNA. Okay, so there's going to be more being called up, according to what this is saying here. So more is going to get called up. Justin, what do you think?
Should Let's see how it goes. Maybe there'll be even more call ups.
Yeah, well, that's what the article is saying, that more is on the way. So I'm gonna assume that they're going to bring up more, but I hope that they don't oversaturate the talent pool with too many superstars from NXT, because let's just face it, you have current WWE superstars and then you have the NXT superstars, and sometimes WWE doesn't know what to do with them. They don't know what they're writing for. So I'm just saying like this, don't less is more. That's what I'm saying here, folks. What I'm trying to basically say here is less is more. So that's just my opinion, and my opinion only. All right. Okay. Bodyslam.net also reminds us to that subject to change as plans continue to shift heading into the late summer. Or we used to tell you all the time, take these things with a grain of salt. Yeah, that's true. I agree with that. All right, so let's talk about Swerve Strickland for a second. We have a story for Swerve Strickland. During an interview with Swerve Strickland, the media personality and podcaster Bootleg Kev says that he was really close to Jelly Roll, and that the country star, publicity star, stated the reason for trying to take Pat McAfee out at WrestleMania 42. With the same thing that Jelly Roll was saying behind the scenes about his involvement in the event. Kev says Roll was being very vocal, and that he wanted to be something more he wanted to be he want he that he wanted to be in something more comedic than than a WWE title match, and that was going to say no, and wasn't going to say no, but told certain people that WWE fans would like it. So Jelly Roll didn't want to be in a serious role. He wanted to be in a comedic role. I don't think that's a good idea. Jelly Roll is a multi platinum recording artist. He doesn't need to be in some dumb whack segment of WWE that don't make sense. Justin, do you agree with me on that?
Yes, I do. He should be taken more seriously.
Yep. I agree. I agree. Um, Here's the thing, folks. Here's the thing. Jelly Roll doesn't need to insert himself in any WWE business, and that's just the truth. So, all right. Former TNA owner President Dixie Carter turned down multiple invitations to be part of the Dark Side of the Ring, upcoming a three-parter on TNA Wrestling and Jeff Jarrett per Mike Johnson of the PW Insider. So Dixie Carter does not want to be part of the documentary coming up. What do you think about that, Justin?
I was looking forward to seeing her interview, but I guess she doesn't want to be involved in any dark side of the ring business.
No, she don't. No, she don't. She wasn't a part of it. So Dixie Carter says no. All right. Sportsbook that takes prop belts on pro wrestling like Bet Online. The champion has an open as favorite of the Intercontinental Championship Penta defense against Ethan Page, and the tag team champs Logan Paul and Austin Theory against the Street Profits next weekend at Saturday night's main event. So, as you all know, folks, Saturday night's main event is next weekend. And what do you think of this, Justin?
This should be a fun night. Great matches, great crowd, everything.
Yeah. So, Sportsbook. Um, okay, so they have opens it. So they're saying that Penta's going to retain his defense against Ethan Page and the tag team champs with the Street Profits next week. So they're betting on who they're going to think is going to win. We will have the predictions for Saturday night's main event next week. Um, Garrett, how's it going? More definitely get called up. Yeah, Garrett, I agree with your assessment. Jeffrey, how's it going tonight? King, how's it going tonight? Everyone in the chat, please make sure you hit the like button. Saturday night's main event should be good. I agree, Jeffrey. I agree with your assessment. I agree. Everyone in the chat, make sure you hit that like button. You smash that like button. Garrett says more will definitely get called up. I agree. I agree. I agree. Daniel Veritas Sports, how's it going tonight? Daniel, hit the like button, Daniel. Thank you so much, Daniel. Hit the like button. All right. All right, folks. Let's continue with the wrestling news. Let's continue. As sportsbook that takes prop bets on pro wrestling. Oh, okay, I read that already. Okay. So After Dragon Lee posted 2 to 3 weeks on social media, former former Body Slam reporter Corey Hayes try it to word coming out of Mania that Lee was banged up. Well, Dragon Lee is banged up after the ladder match. He was banged up after the ladder match. That's what happened to Dragon Lee. Yeah, you have any thoughts on that, Justin?
I'm surprised. I'm surprised to hear that. Shocked.
Yeah, I mean, I mean that ladder match that they had was absolute. That ladder match at WrestleMania, that was brutal. That ladder match was brutal, but I enjoyed it. If it was done, if it was booked correctly, that's fine. All right, folks, that was your wrestling news. King says the ladder match was crazy. Yes, it was. It was woolly, wild, and all over the place. And Jeffrey says the ladder match was insane. Yes, it was. The ladder match was gnarly. The stunts that they did in that ladder match was absolutely whoa, it just made me in awe. All right, folks, that was your wrestling news. That was your wrestling news for tonight. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to talk about Dynamite. Let me just pull this up. All right. Last night, AEW. Last night, AEW came to you from Asheville, North Carolina. The show was fine for what it was. I had no problem with it. Again, Moxley taking Will Ospreay under his wing and teaching him how to be a warrior and all this stuff. So that um, Justin, what did you think of Will Ospreay with the Death Riders?
To me, to be honest, I think John Moxley is trying to recruit him to join the group, and then he's going to turn his back on him, and it's going to lead to a match at a future pay per view.
I think so too. I have a feeling you are. Yeah, we need more ladder matches at Mania. Well, that's a possibility, Jeffrey. Um, Jeffrey says Dynamite was a decent show. Yeah, it was decent. I'm not saying it was horrible. It wasn't terrible. It was decent. Um, so we had Kevin Knight and the Open Challenge. We had that last night. Kevin Knight took on the Machine Brian Cage. The match was fine. The match was all right for what it was. Brian Cage looks like a beast. Like he's been working out all over the place. And he did take Darby Allin to his limit. But when in the end, Darby Allin found a way to neutralize and to defeat Mr. Brian Cage. So we had that going on. Um, Bruce, how's it going tonight, Earl? I kicked the like button in the beans and the franks. Well, thank you very much, Bruce. I appreciate that. I appreciate that, Bruce. Thank you. Such a loyal soldier. Everyone in the chat, such a loyal soldier. Thank you so much for coming in and popping in tonight. Like I said, folks, don't forget to smash that like button. Don't forget to smash it. Um, All right, folks. So Kevin Knight defeated Brian Cage last night. On the entertainment level, I gave the match a 6. The match gets a 6, and that's the best I could do for it. Justin, what number do you give this match?
7 out of 10.
Okay, all right. So we gave it a 7 out of 10. I gave it a 6, and hey, it was a good match. It was a fun match, and he wins the TNT title. He retained it. Okay, good stuff. All right. Orange Cassidy, the Young Bucks, Christian Cage, and Adam Copeland versus the Dogs and Tommaso Ciampa. This was another good tag team match. This was a woolly and wild affair. It was all over the place. Um, what did Jeffrey say? 6.5. Okay, that's fine. I'll take that. I'll take 6.5. This tag team match was absolutely all over the place. Orange Cassidy and the Bucks and Christian and Adam Copeland really took it to the dogs. FTR and Tommaso Ciampa. Like I said, the match was all over the place. The match was fine. Great chemistry, great nuance in the match. In the end, Jericho and his team won the match. Again, like I said, I didn't have a problem with this. I mean, not Jericho, excuse me. Orange Cassidy and the Bucks and Christian Cage and Adam Copeland won the match, and it was good. It was a fun tag match. Justin, what did you think of the match?
Great, great match. It felt like it was like Survivor Series tag team match. Great match.
Yeah, I like that. And what did Jeffrey say? Stokely should have gotten his. Yeah, well, he didn't. Even though he interfered in the match, he was up to shenanigans. He didn't get it. So, um, on an entertainment level, I give the match a 7. The match gets a 7, and that's the best I can do for it. Um, Justin, what do you give this match at the entertainment level?
8 out of 10.
Okay, great. I like that, and I accept it. Ace Austin versus Will Ospreay. The match was fine, and of course, as you know, the Death Riders are recruiting Ospreay to be some kind of monster or assassin or what. I don't know what they're building him up to, but then he was confronted by the ops, and that didn't go too well because now Samoa Joe will be in the Owen Hart Cup tournament. All of this happening last night in this one little segment. Um, Justin, what did you think of all of that?
Chaos. Pure chaos. The Ops, the Death Riders, chaos.
Yeah, that's something my late friend Jeffrey Turner would say. Chaos ensued, and yeah, it was absolutely woolly and wild and all over the place. So I gave the match a 7 in the entertainment level. Justin, on the entertainment level, what do you give this match?
8.
All right, I gave it a 7. He gave it an 8. That's fine. That's great. Um, what did Jeffrey say? Will is secretly working with them to see how they work from the inside. Oh, I see. So he's infiltrating them. Okay. The Triangle of Madness, the Triangle of Madness, the Brawling Birds, and Hikaru Ashida. The match was fine. The match was all right for what it was. Great chemistry, great nuance in the match. I didn't have a problem with it. Um, Justin, what did you think of the match?
It was a great match until the count out. Overall, wasn't that bad.
Right. Okay. I'm on the entertainment level. I give the match a 7. The match gets a 7 for what it was. Justin, what do you give this match?
6 out of 10.
Okay. All right, let's move on. The Triangle of Madness versus the Brawling Birds and Hikaru Ashida. Again, another tag team match, another fun tag team match. Hikaru Ashida was trapped, and they have this trap triangle going on. So they're still trying to figure out who attacked Tony Storm. We're still trying to figure that one out. But what did you think of this match itself, Justin?
It was a great match. It was awesome. Loved it.
Yeah, I would agree. I would agree. Okada Ishida left her partner. Yeah, and she says this doesn't concern me. Yeah, that's what she said. That's what she said, Joe. That's exactly what she said. Um, so on an entertainment level, I gave the match a 6. Don't hate me. I gave the match a 6. So, Justin, what do you think?
5 out of 10.
Okay. Okay. And the AEW main event, Darby Allin took on Takeshita for the championship. The match was a war. Takeshita really and truly took it to Darby Allin here, and he wanted to neutralize Darby Allin, and I believe he succeeded. So the match gets a 7.5 for me. The match gets a 7.5. And that's the best I can do for it. Justin, what do you think?
6.5.
Okay. He gave it a 6. MJF comes out and he had to sign the contract for Double or Nothing. Remember, this is a first. This is a hair versus title match. I've never heard this before. I've never seen anything like this before, and I'm quite sure it's going to be making history of Double or Nothing because Double or Nothing is an award-winning pay-per-view offering from AEW, and that's just not me saying it. It's Sports Illustrated says it, the Bleacher Reports. You know who I'm talking about. So, folks, that was Dynamite. That was AEW Dynamite. It was a good show. It was a great main event, and yeah, it was. I want to see MJF ball. Okay, Jeffrey. Jeffrey said, "Great main event match." Yeah, it was great. On the entertainment level, I gave the match an 8. Excuse me, the match gets an 8. Um, Justin, what did you give this match?
7 out of 10.
Okay, that'll work. So, folks, that was Dynamite. That was Dynamite, folks. In a nutshell, on an entertainment level, I mean, yeah, as a show as a whole, I gave the show a B. Again, another B. Justin, what do you give the show as a whole?
B plus.
Okay. Yeah, I gave it a straight B. Garrett says MJF seeing ball was hilarious last night. Yeah, that was funny, Garrett. That was funny. I have to admit that was funny. I have to admit that was hysterical. MJF walked through the curtain and he was trying to get to the stage and he saw all these bald people and he was freaking out. I loved it. It was great. Um, Jeffrey said a B for me too. Yeah, I gave the show a B. I gave the show a B. And like I said, that's the best I can do for it. All right, all right, folks. So that was Dynamite. So, folks, that, ladies and gentlemen, that was this has been that has been the wrestling experience. Um, we talked about Backlash. We gave you wrestling news, folks, and we talked about Dynamite all in one show tonight. Now, next week on the show, folks, we're going to have predictions. It's going to be predictions night, and I love these predictions. I love doing predictions, folks. We're going to do predictions for Saturday night's main event, and we're going to be doing predictions for the AEW pay per view, Double or Nothing. So we're going to be doing all of that next week here on the Wrestling Experience going forward. Um, so this week has been a very long week for wrestling. As you know, in the month of May, we're not done yet in the month of May when it comes to PLEs, folks. We got Double or Nothing, and we've got Clash in Italy coming up for WWE and AEW. So still a lot left of content and live event you're going to be chewing on. What did Jeffrey say? Bald Syndicate in his future, yes. Bald Syndicate, if you will. Give you a Jeffrey, you're funny. Oh gosh. Um, yeah, so it's just been a week of wrestling. Justin, what do you think about this week in wrestling? Did you like all the shows?
Great shows. Looking forward to the next ones.
Yes, yeah, like I said, we got Double or Nothing coming up on the 24th. We've got Saturday night's main event next week, and then May 31st, we have Clash in Italy. So all of that is coming up in the cook pot of WWE. Um, yeah, so that's folks, that was the wrestling experience. That was the wrestling experience. And Jeffrey, Jeffrey, I said, oh my God, Jeffrey, you're funny. Oh, okay, folks. So that's gonna do it, ladies and gentlemen. That is it for the wrestling experience. Lots of wrestling in May. It sure is. It sure is. Does anybody have a question in the chat that you want me or Justin to answer? Do you have any questions before I wrap up? Is there any questions that you want answered tonight in the chat? Now is your time to do it. Now's the time to do it. So let me know in the chat before we say goodnight. Um, any questions at all that you have? Nope, I guess not. Um, do you all think Jacob will be champion? Well, you know something, that's a great question. I don't. I see in the future maybe if he wins more matches and they have him in a conversation, that's a possibility. Justin, what do you think?
We'll see. We'll see. Because Roman has some business to attend to this summer. We'll see if he becomes champion.
Yep. Yeah, like I said, it's a possibility, Jeffrey. That's a possibility. I could see Jacob Fatu becoming a champion. Maybe in the future. Maybe. But we'll have to wait and see. All right, folks, that's going to do it for the wrestling experience. I want to thank Justin for coming on tonight. I had fun with him. Thank you, Justin, for your participation in tonight's telecast. Um, what is this? Samoa Joe better call out Roman's cousin for his squad. I don't know if that's gonna ever happen. Not in our lifetime, Jeffrey. Maybe, maybe. All right, folks. Thank you for watching the Wrestling Experience. I'm Earl Cole. Thank you again for tonight. It was a fun show. It was a great show, and I had fun with Justin. And again, thank you, Justin, for coming on tonight. I'm Earl Cole, and before we, you saw all those Death Riders on AEW. I sure did. I sure did. All right, all right, folks. Let's see. Thanks, fellas. You're welcome, Jeffrey, anytime. All right, folks, that is going to do it for the wrestling experience. I'm Earl Cole. Thank you for watching tonight's telecast, and I'll see you next week for predictions night here on the wrestling experience. Until then, I'm Earl Cole. He's Justin, and thank you for watching tonight's telecast. Good night, everyone, and thanks for watching.